Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
हाँ वो अपलोड करो, अपलोड डाउनलोड करो, अपलोड करो ना, let them download.
मेल आयडी तो मात्र माझ्याकडे नाही, मग तुझ्या आम्ही अरे पेज केली
नहीं वन ज्यादा चार जीबी कुछ तो है.
अरे मग आता हाय हाय
ऑनलाइन गौरव, अरे दे गौरव. अच्छा प्रणव कुंभार. हाँ लौकी कहाँ से?
Yes, sir.
लौकी मार्डिक हरिदेव.
Yes, sir. Present.
मार्डिक.
Yes, sir. Present. Hello.
रिकॉर्डिंग कर रहे हैं क्या हम लोग?
हेलो.
हेलो.
हाँ सर, आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
लौकी कर दे.
यस सर.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके, ग्रेट. Now let me share my screen. Let me know if you are able to see my screen. The last time I was not able to use mouse because of might be a virus. क्योंकि yesterday my virus got expired. Then I thought yesterday I bought it once ago. Okay, so I wanted to know that Laukik, I hope you can see and all. You can also hear me, right? Before I start today's session, just quick, I wanted to know that how was the speed, so that I should not go according to my way, and you should not how to tell sir to speed. Okay, you please feel free and tell me sir वो थोड़ा speed हो रहा है मुझको, okay, and थोड़ा कम करो, okay, नहीं तो this is what I am not understanding, please repeat it. You utilize me maximum, okay, you maximum utilize me. So अगर आप if you are not able to understand clearly this part, you tell me that I will make you understand, okay, otherwise you should not carry your doubts. Okay, you should not carry your doubts, just that is only. And do you have any exams and all on the, like for example, if on whatever topics you complete, do you have exams like any certification exams and all? Acha. No, because when it's an exam, like I think they have given me the slides, so I have to stick to that. Okay, so it should not happen that way. Sometimes I may go out of slide and all, so which may not be there in this slide. Okay, so that should not happen. Okay, I cover 100% to 110%. I cover whatever it is here. Top of that, it should not go out of syllabus. Okay, वो ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा मैं भी, क्योंकि वो मैं आउट ऑफ वे गया ना Like Perso, we were talking about big data. It went unnecessarily too much. Okay, when I stick to slides now, I will complete in 30 minutes. So, kitna hai utna, we can do that. Okay. Okay, so quickly, let us recap what all things we have done, okay, so far, so that we can take ahead now. Yeah, so can anyone recall me and so that we can see that, yeah. Prathamesh, what we started first? I'll just give 15 minutes to complete everything. Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. They are not a functions, they are all a directory structure. Like etc, temp, bin, okay, device, user. These are all a directory structure of Unix operating system. Okay. So what are the 4 components of a Unix operating system? Madam, your good name, please. Sorry. Vaishnavi. Okay. So what are the 4 components we have seen, layers of operating system? Hardware, kernel, shell, applications, and utilities. Okay. So these are the 4 components. And we are in the utility application. Here is the hardware. Okay. So we have to all the way interact with the hardware. In between, we have 2 layers such as a kernel and shell. So shell is simply a translates command. It does not do anything. Just it simply translates command. And actually, who is taking decision, which is heart of the operating system, is a kernel. Okay, it's a kernel. So now once you log in into operating system, Linux. Okay. So now we have seen several commands. Can you give me a few examples of directory commands? Directory command related to directory. Sorry? mkdir. Okay, mkdir is used. Which one? rmdir. Very good. Okay, mkdir is used for making the new directory. rmdir is used for removing a directory. What? Sorry? ls is a file command, sir. Now directory, another is a cd. What cd stands for? cd. Sorry? cd stands for what? Change directory. You are changing directory from current directory to wherever you want to. Right. So it's like a change directory. When you say if you want to go to a root directory, which is denoted by slash. Okay, it's a forward slash. If I put a cd dot, what happens here? It goes to parent directory or a previous directory. Okay. So that is the directory commands. When it comes to a file commands, so how do you make a file? One is a cat. Okay, cat greater than and say file name. What touch is another command. Okay, which is the editor you use? Which editor? You use one editor like a notepad in Windows, right? PI editor. Okay, PI editor, visual editor it's called. Okay, so these are the things. Once you create a file, okay, how do you know this is a file or directory? How do you know? Whatever you do it. So when I see ls command, right? ls command, it will display all things from the particular directory. Okay, how do you know this is a directory, this is a file?
Directory, there are 3 options, like read, write, execute.
These are the permissions. Not they are all called permissions. Okay, RWX we call it. Okay, so which are the 3 groups here? 3 groups. 3 people are there, na? Who are there? User is one. Who is a user group? Others. Okay, user means who is creating file. Okay, then other means other than that user, and group is if you have a group, so that in the group there can be multiple people. Okay, now how do you identify that is a directory or file? This is a directory, this is a file. So how do you do, how to identify which is the character used there? Which character, by looking at which character you have to see that this is a directory. Lokik? How do you identify directory or file? What is that extension? Okay. I want to know state. State, is it directory or file? It can be a state dot txt भी हो सकता है. एक state can be a directory also. So how to know it's a directory or file? What is the character you use to define or to identify it's a directory or file? When I use a ls minus l command, what all things you see?
All files
All files you will see. What is the first column which you see? D stands for a directory. When you say ls minus l, so you see a D. D stands for this is a directory. If it is no D, it is called a file. Okay. So you can write that actually you can write a shell script also. You can write a shell script. How to shell script? There is a cut command. Okay, cut command say ls. You write an ls command. Okay, when you write an ls command, suppose if you want to know it's a directory or file. Okay. If you want to know is a directory or file, what you do that? First ls minus l use. Correct? The output of this ls minus l, I can pass it to a next command. What is that command? Cut command. Cut is no cut minus, I think CRD something it is there. Okay. So I can cut first character. Okay. First character from first position. Okay. Then this is what you will find only dr hyphen. Right. So now actually when you want to write a command, shell script actually. Shell script you have to write as a system Linux administrator. How do you write? For example, you use this command first, then this can be stored into a variable. First, what is that? ls minus l. I can like a equal to something ls minus l. Okay, the output is there here. Then this output I can just check the condition. Okay, check a condition like if a $A, okay, equal to D. Okay, then echo directory. It's a directory. Something. It's a directory. Okay, else. Okay, you write a command that else echo, it's a file. Like this, you can write a if and if. If is followed by end if. Okay, this is actually shell script. So shell script means those who want to be a Linux administrator. So they will write this type of shell script. Okay, you take an output first ls minus l. Output of this ls minus l will be passed to a cut where I'm taking first character of the file. Then I'm holding that value character into a and I'm checking if a equal to D, then it's a directory, else it is a file something. And if is followed by end if, or you can say fi. In Linux, it's called an fi, reverse of that. Okay, this way I can write a script for this. Okay, now don't worry at this script, how to write script and all, that's not your part. Okay, so just I'm giving you a GAN on this. If at all Linux administrator want to write a script for this like this, they will write a script. Okay, so after that, what grape stands for? Grape. Global. GR grape means global, regular, expression and print. Yeah, how many times that particular given substring appears in the main string? It may be a string, can be a string, it can be a file. Okay, string, in a file, if I want to know that how many times that the word appears, okay, all lines I want to print. Okay, for that we use a grep command. Okay, so likewise, we have seen, I think, multiple files and everything. This is about a Linux part. Now coming to a very important part is what, say, big data. Okay, so what do we understand about big data? Okay, yeah, dealing with a variety of data, volume of data, and velocity of data. Okay, 3 V's is called a big data, we said. Okay, in big data, what type of data is heavily? What type of data is there in big data? More data in big data is what type? Sorry? No. What type of data? Unstructured data. Usually in big data, there will be a more unstructured data than what a structured data. Okay. So what are the sources where more and more data gets generated? Few sources. One is the social media, from where you can generate huge amount of data. Telecom is also another example. TV is another example. Netflix is another example. Your e-commerce site is an example. Okay, so through which your lot of data is being generated every now and then. So this data, usually what we do, we have to collect this data. Okay, when you have to collect this data, then process it. Okay, that's what machine learning people does. Okay, suppose if you are given an appointment in Amazon.com and they will tell that, okay, hey, look here, I want to know that during Christmas season, what people are looking, what people are interested. So when now it is your duty to find out. It's your duty to find out. Or suppose if you join in any telecom company, they want to identify that who are the set of people who are going to leave. Now I want to know, it's a competition world. I want to know out of say 7 plus 2, 10 people, out of 10 people, who is the person can likely to leave next week. Okay. So in this case, I can read each and every data. Okay. In case of a telecom, I can read each and every call pattern. How oftenly he is to call, how oftenly he is calling now. Suppose in this case, example, if I want to know how many of you are going to likely leave next month, okay, or next week, samjho. Okay, so I can go each and every data for last 6 months. Okay, तुम लोग उसका 9 बजे को आता था, 5 बजे को जाता था. Okay, समझो you have placed somewhere else. Okay, you have placed some company. Then उतना decent से आएगा क्या? चलो यार मेरा तो प्लेसमेंट होगा, छोड़ दो. हाँ, आराम से 9:30 का हो, 10 बजे का हो. मुझे आपका बिहेवियर चेंज है. Here behavior is changing here. Okay, when I want to know what was your behavior, what is your behavior, it is your duty. I mean, being a data scientist is your duty to identify which is hidden in the data. Otherwise, if data is there already, if I am going to give that data only to you, that's not a data scientist duty. Reporting to hai. मुझको रिपोर्टिंग टूल्स बहुत सारे हैं. दैट व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल जस्ट टेक अ रिपोर्ट, कितना सेल्स हो गए, कितना सेल्स आ गया, कितना सेल्स नॉट, व्हाई दैट सेल्स इज नॉट देयर, दिस मच सेल्स इज देयर दिस क्वार्टर एंड ऑल दैट गिव मी. बट बिहाइंड दैट, व्हाट इज दैट? व्हाई सेल्स इज मोर, व्हाई सेल्स इज नॉट मोर, व्हाई सेल्स हैज गॉन डाउन, बिकॉज़ दैट इज हिडन. ओके, दैट इज हिडन इंफॉर्मेशन. नाउ व्हेन आई वांट टू नो दैट, से आप लोग रिकमेंडेशंस है. ओके, रिकमेंडेशन तो आपको नेटफ्लिक्स, द मोमेंट यू लॉग इन इनटू नेटफ्लिक्स, स्टार्ट गेटिंग रिकमेंडेशंस. ओके, रिकमेंडेशन में कौन काम कर रहा है? समवेयर एल्स इट इज देयर इन अ मशीन लर्निंग साइंटिस्ट दे आर डूइंग. ओके, बेस्ड ऑन योर डेटा, बेस्ड ऑन योर सर्चिंग पैटर्न, बेस्ड ऑन योर व्यू. ओके, दे आर गिविंग यू, दिस इज अ पर्सन हु इज, योर इंफॉर्मेशन इज ऑलरेडी देयर विद देम. ओके, हु इज what is first name, last name, middle name, age, income, which area belongs, everything they have. Based on that, target customers. They wanted to target customers. Okay, accordingly they wanted to put an ad. Okay, they'll recommend based on your search criteria. Most of the tools are giving you recommendations today, right? So now we know that there are so many data. Now this data, the data can be a OLTP data. I think OLTP data is a structured data, right? It's a structured data. And OLAP data means that's a data coming from a data warehouse. One is a OLTP system, like a reservation system, which is bread and butter for the organization. Okay, there also data is there. Like banking mein online banking is there. Okay, online banking is a bread and butter for the bank. अगर ऑनलाइन बैंक एक दिन बंद हो गया है तो उनका ट्रांजैक्शन खत्म हो जाएगा. एक दिन उनका फ्लाइट साइट बंद हो गया है तो they have to lose that many tickets, right? So this is a OLTP, which is a bread and butter for the organizations. OLAP is a data warehouse. Okay, data warehouse is not a bread and butter for the organizations, right? So that is used to optimize my business. Okay, if I know that why sales is going down, okay, oftenly, what top management does? They will not keep quiet, right? They have to take action against that. Okay, if you go to a last 10-year sales, the first year sales is too much, second year sales is down, third year sales is again too much, fourth year sales is what down, okay, fifth year sales is normal, sixth year is again up. Okay, like this, if you see a sales trend, okay, obviously you can observations if you do, okay, you will see that what would be the sales in 2030, 23. Prediction you can do it. Okay, prediction you can do, and why sales has gone down also you can identify. Okay, if you drill down your data, okay, from that's called a drill down, roll up and drill down. Okay, they're all called OLAP operations. OLAP operations are drill down, roll up. Okay, so these are all what kind of OLAP operations. All right. Now, when I say that data, data can also come from a data warehouse. Data can also come from a OLTP. Data can also come from a social media. Data can also come from some kind of a sensors. Okay, that's what we call big data equal to OLTP data, or you can say transaction data. Okay, plus interaction data coming from social media, plus observation data, which is observation through what sensors. Right, this is what we call a big data. Now, in order to process big data, right, we need a platform. We have so many tools and technology which is used for processing data and analyzing data. Already we have tool. ऐसा नहीं है big data होने के बाद हम कर रहे हैं, नहीं. It is there already since many years. Database tools are there. Since many years, we have analytical tools are there already. Since many years, we have processing tools also there. But those tools are not dealing with unstructured data. Those tools are not dealing with, say, large volume of data. Right. Now, the question is always we need a process. We need to process a large volume of data. We need to process any type of data. Hence, we need a kind of a new approach. Our approach should be very different. Okay, because earlier we know that there are some static reports were there. Now we want to go for a dynamic reports. When I want to go for a dynamic report, I need to go for a new approach. Right. So then same thing in order to process or analyze, obviously we look for a new approach. That new approach is being introduced by a Google. Okay, they published 2 papers that's called GFS and MapReduce. These are the 2 papers they have published, GFS and MapReduce. These are the 2 papers. Okay, so MapReduce paper discusses about how data can be processed effectively. Okay, how data can process. And GFS paper discusses about what? How data can be stored effectively. How data can be stored effectively. Okay, based on these 2 papers, there is okay, based on these two papers, there's a person called Dong Cutting. Okay, so Dong Cutting, who developed a tool, okay, who developed a tool, so that a tool, what I can call it as a what? Hadoop. Hadoop is a framework, or it's a framework, or it is even a platform to process big data. Now we know big data, right? We know big data. We know big data, why big data is increasing, because social media is the reason. Okay, because everyone is savvy with the technology. Because of this huge amount of data is increasing. So to process that data, we need a new approach. That new approach is being what I said, Hadoop. Hadoop was developed based on two papers such as GFS and MapReduce. Based on these two papers, the Hadoop was developed. Now, how is the Hadoop architecture? Okay, I will go through that. How is a Hadoop architecture? When I go to a Hadoop architecture here, okay, Hadoop can work either on a single node or a multiple nodes, right? So in ideal scenario, Hadoop, we can build a cluster. Okay, it can be a single node cluster, it can be a multi-node clusters, right? Cluster is a cluster. Cluster, you know, last time you have given a definition in statistical terminology. Cluster is a group of elements, group of objects, group of elements, whatever, which are of a similar type, which are of what a similar type within the cluster, and dissimilar with the outside the cluster, right? Within the cluster, all are same, and out different than in intra-cluster. Inter-cluster and intra-cluster. Okay. So now here also we can build a cluster, and when it comes to a Hadoop, Hadoop works with the master-slave architecture. Okay. When I say master-slave architecture, so there is a master node and there are a set of slave nodes. Okay. There is one master node. There are a set of master. There are set of slave nodes, and there is one secondary name node. Okay, I think I gave an example last time, like a project manager. Okay, so this is like a primary node. It's also called what? A primary node. Okay, so primary node it is called. It is in Hadoop terminology. In Hadoop terminology, because primary node is a generic terminology, correct? But in Hadoop terminology, it is called a name node. It's called what? A name node, right? It is similar to a project manager, right? Now, in the same way, it's called what? A slave node. Okay, it's called a slave node. Okay, in Hadoop terminology, it is called a data node. You're absolutely right. Okay, it's called a data node, right? Now, when I say it's a data node, there can be multiple data nodes here. Okay, there can be data node 1, data node 2, okay, data node 3, okay. Okay, data node 3, like this, there are so many data nodes. Okay, and this can also be a data node. Okay, this can be also a secondary name node. Okay, secondary name node. Okay, I told you that this is similar to what? Assistant manager. This can be a data node. Okay, one of them I am making a secondary name. Okay, now, for example, I am a project manager. You people are a team members. I will make one of them as a assistant manager. जब मैं नहीं आ गया तो तुम handle करो. Okay, in the same way we also make, but he can also do work. He is also like you people. He is also working, but some additional responsibility, right? So these nodes, as I said, are connected each other. Okay, these nodes are what? Connected each other, right? Even this is also connected each other. This can also be connected here, because what happens here? But this is not an active one. Active is this. He is only reading, watching. Okay, only he is in read mode. Okay. Now, here, this can be a one cluster. Okay, this can be one cluster. All are of similar type. All nodes are a similar type. Okay. Now I told you a name node. So name node holds what? Metadata. Okay. It holds a metadata. Right. Metadata. It can also hold a data also. Okay. Suppose if I am having a single node is there. That single node can itself act as a name node. Single node itself can act as a data node also. Okay, but in ideal scenario, what we do in a production environment, we make this node is very strong and it holds only a metadata. Okay, now actual data, where actual data is stored here, it is in data here. Actual data is here. Okay, in data node. Okay, actual data is available in data node only. Right. So data is over here only. Okay, so data is here, actual data. Now, how it is actual data? For example, suppose if I move a data, okay, if I move a data, I input a data here. So this data, usually, I know that I told you that this data, suppose for example, if I say, if I move 500 MB data, okay, 500 MB data I move. When I move a 500 data, okay, this data is distributing to all data nodes, okay, in the form of blocks, right? In the form of what? Blocks. Okay, so what is the size of block? 128 MB in case of after 2 version 2 and above. Okay, version 2 and above, it is 128 MB. But before version 1 to 64 MB. It was a 64, is a default block. Right. Now, these can be parameterized. Okay, when you are going to install Hadoop, you can easily parameterize. I don't want 64 MB. I will make it to 120 MB. You can make it. Now, currently, if you take a today's version of Hadoop, minimum is default is a 128. But if you say, I don't want 120, I will make it as a 200, is one block. You can set a configuration file. You can set it. Suppose if you set as a 200 MB, so here how many blocks will be there? If I set it as a 200 MB is one block. Okay, 200 is one M. If I set as a configuration and I am moving 500 MB file, so how many blocks would be here? Here would be a 200 MB one block, 200 MB is another block, and remaining is what? 100 MB is a third block. Okay, these 3 blocks we is distributing here. Okay, block 1 can be here, block 2 can be here, okay, block 3 can be here. Okay, so on each node, do we have a full data? We don't have a full data. It is a partial data because वो file हम divide किया, थोड़ा-थोड़ा डाला इधर-उधर, right? So that is we have divided, and now here this block you can replicate 3 times by default. By default, what it does, it replicates 3 times. Okay, it replicates 3 times by default. Okay, now let us take an example. By default, it is 3 times, but I will make it as a 2 times. Okay, let me take, it's not so important data, I'll make it as a 2 times. So obviously, this here, B1 can be also here. Okay, B1 is here, B1 is here, B2 can be here. Random little distribute. B3 can be here. B3 can be what? Here. Right. now I'm putting data. I'm not putting data here. Let us take, this is also same as what a name node where it is a I'm not replicating the block. Okay. Now here, this information is metadata. When I say metadata, so this information is here. Like data node 1. Okay. Data node 1 में क्या है? B1 is there, B3 is there. Right? So data node 2. Okay, what is in data node 2? B2 and B1 is there. Data node 3. What all things are there here? B3 and B2. Okay, this is a metadata. This is what I'm talking about, a metadata. It means that whenever your task comes to here, it will identify, now let us take, these are all what primary blocks. Sorry, let us take, these are all what primary block, because there is one primary block and the primary blocks. So these are all primary blocks and these are all secondary blocks. Okay. The first task will go to first a primary block only, always. Okay. Now, first task goes to here. Primary block B1 is here. Okay. Then B2 is here. And B3 is here. Okay. These are primary blocks. And it has a linked list to here. Okay. And this has a linked list to here. And this has a linked list to here. Internally linked list. Whenever I am not able to get here, it will get address of this particular next where the secondary block is present. When I come here, if I'm not able to get a B1, so immediately it gets the information that where B1 is available. Okay. So internally this kind of information is there here. Okay. Now, so because of this replication, okay, your data is become a redundant, correct? Your data is become because B1 is also here. B1 is redundant data. No problem with the redundant data, but it ensures reliability. It ensures what? Reliability. In a given time, suppose if this get failed, failure हो सकता है ना? अब 10 लोग हैं तो एक, it's not, I cannot expect everyone is the same, correct? Or everyone will come to the class. Some may absent because of some reason. So it means that one node get fail or two node get fail also. Okay. When this node get fail, what I lose here? B1 also I lose, B3 also I lose. Okay. So in this case, when the new task comes, okay, it will identify that B1, this node 1 is dead. When the node 1 is dead, it will identify what are there. B1 and B3 is there. Where B1 is there, so automatically it push that task here. Okay, when it is dead, okay, it does not wait. Okay, it will push immediately to a task where B1 is present. Okay, in the same way, here also, if B3 is there, because it's a secondary node, no worries, because already your primary node is here. Okay, so it means that automatically Hadoop does. Automatically Hadoop does these things. Right. Now, here, now whenever data is given, who will distribute data? Somebody has to distribute the data, right? So that's what here there is a component. Okay, there are two components I said in Hadoop basically. That HDFS is a component and MapReduce is a component. Okay, MapReduce. So MapReduce is taking care of only processing the data, how data can get processed. But in the beginning, data will distribute. So that's an HDFS is taking care. Right. So now here there are daemons, like some background processors are getting executed for assigning task, executing the task and all. So that is a one task called a job tracker here. Okay, job tracker, which is associated with the, where it is associated? It is associated with the name node, only one job tracker. Okay, so this job tracker will assign a task. This, okay, will assign a task. Then it also monitor the task. It also schedule the task. All three it does. Monitors, schedule, and assign the task. Right. And here there are multiple tasks. They are called a task tracker. Task tracker. So there can be a multiple task tracker. Okay. Here TT is also here. Here also TT is there. Because of task tracker is associated with the data node, and there are so many data nodes are there. So automatically there are they all implement the task. They all implement the task, right? So now this is actually a within architecture. Within architecture is this, and within this, what I said, there are two major components: HDFS and MapReduce. Okay, these are all HDFS and MapReduce are called core components of Hadoop. Core components. If somebody asks which are the core components I'm talking. Core components of Hadoop, MapReduce, and HDFS. They are within Hadoop. When you install Hadoop, this should be there. Okay, HDFS component which is taking care of storing data. MapReduce is another component which is taking care of processing data. Job tracker, which is associated with the name node, which is taking care of assigning the task, scheduling the task, and monitoring the task, and task tracker, which is associated with the data node, which is actually implementing the task. Okay, are you clear with this? Okay. Here, job tracker. You want to talk about job tracker or what? So job tracker is what? It assigns the task, it monitor the task, and also schedule the task. All things it does. And task tracker only implement the task. It execute the task. Okay. Now here there is a direct relation between name node and data node. Direct relation. Okay. Every time it heartbeats. Okay, it heartbeats to name node and data node. Okay, so this can be a name node. This can be a data node. Okay, now again there is a direct link with the job tracker and task tracker. Here's a job tracker and task tracker. Okay. So when it's both are linked here, when I say link here, they communicate each other. Job tracker and task tracker communicates each other. Name node and data node communicates each other. What for they communicate?
It's completed, implemented.
Task tracker is implementing the task, right? When the task tracker is implementing the task, it always should report back to a job tracker. Yes, whatever task is given, I have done, or I am doing, or I am yet to done. That's in terms of percentage, it will give. It will report back to a job tracker. Okay, when the task is given, when I push data to a data node, okay, in what way that a data node is communicating with a name node? Whatever task that issued by the name node, it should accept it. Agar the task, when the manager is given a task to a team member, when the team member is not ready to accept the task, what project manager thinks that he may not be there. Okay, I am pinging you. In a WhatsApp, I am pinging you, but you are not responding me. Means what I have to understand, you have not seen the message. Or you are not seen at all. You are not with the mobile. Okay, this way, when I connect with trying to connect, when no response comes here, so automatically primary node primary node determines that he is dead. or that data node is a dead. Okay, then I will try for something else. Okay, see, I know that both are staying in the same room. I will try to call him first. Okay, he will not reply. I want to talk to him. Okay, I will call him. He is not replying, but I know that there is one more person who is also staying with him. I will try to call him. It means that when you are not replying, then I will push here. Okay, so this way, first try to complete to that node. If it does not reply, okay, now I have to identify where this data is present. There I will try to push. Okay, so that way it does. Okay, this is a within Hadoop, right? Now going back to, then we will come back to a practical part. I hope you are all downloaded. Downloaded all of you? Okay. That's what I'm just covering here. Now when I cover, download kara quickly. हाँ, वो download करो आप लोग. Okay, that practical only I want to show now. Lower version है, map produce सब कुछ आप उधर देख सकते हैं. Hadoop and case studies में दिया हो, आप लोग घर में करो. That's just because actually those who want to do certifications, उनका case studies है. आप देखो अगर होता है तो आप लोग कर सकता है. Okay, that's an additional work you can do at home to learn more. Okay. Now, say this is what within Hadoop. Now let me go to a very high level architecture of a Hadoop. High level architecture is like this, very high level. I have a Hadoop. This is a Hadoop. Okay, within this Hadoop, you know that this is what here we have a name node, we have a data node, all those things are there here. Okay. Now within Hadoop, you know that there are two components, that is HDFS and MapReduce. On top of Hadoop, there are ecosystems. Okay, on top of Hadoop, there are ecosystems which are sitting on top of Hadoop. They are not within Hadoop. They are outside Hadoop. Because if you were in the beginning, only Hadoop was there. There was no ecosystems. Later they introduced ecosystems. Okay, so this can be like that. There are so many ecosystems are there. There are so many ecosystems are there here. So the first ecosystem, what I can say, are considered to be a data ingestion systems ecosystem. Okay, these are through these ecosystems I can add data into Hadoop. Okay, such as one is called a flow. Okay, other one is called what? A internet connection unstable. Yeah, so it's a flow. So what for this is used? Whenever you have a data in RDBMS. Okay, you have a data in RDBMS. So this data you can import into Hadoop. Okay, you can also export data from Hadoop into RDBMS. Both you can do. You can import data. I'll show practically. Import and export. Okay, import and export. Both you can do it. Import and export between RDBMS and Hadoop. Now, if you have a data within, okay, suppose if your data is coming from web server. If your data is coming from web server, so that data I can import and bring into Hadoop. Okay, that data I can bring them into what? Hadoop. Okay, suppose if you have a data in some file server. Okay, now you have a file server data is there. Some file server data is there. You can also add data manually. Okay, you can also add data manually. There is one more tool called Kafka. Okay, Kafka is there one more tool. So this using this tool also I can add data. Okay, I can add data over here. Okay, there's a Kafka is a server. Through that also I can add I can input a data. Okay, so this is a web server. Web server. This is an RDBMS. Right? This is your file server. Okay, file server. Okay, this from file server also you can add data. That's what you can add manually. Okay, you can also add a data here. Usually we add a streaming data. Streaming data. We add through Kafka, right? And RDBMS also you can add data. Okay, this is batch data you can use. Structured data. It can be structured data you can add, or if it is a semi-structured or a unstructured data, I can here. You can say unstructured data can be added here. Okay, this can be an unstructured data. Unstructured data can be added here, and through RDBMS, structured data only. Is that clear? If it is a streaming data, you can use a Kafka. Okay, you can also use a web server, that one, because web server is also pushing streaming data. Okay, like through Kafka also you can add a streaming data. And manually, if you want to add, you can also add. Or if you want to, if you have a data in RDBMS, from RDBMS also you can add a data here. So these are through these all places I can add data. Okay, I can add a data here. Now, okay, coming back, and there are other two ecosystems are there, such as PIG. We have a Hive. We have. Okay, we have a Hive is an ecosystem. We have. Then we have even Uzi. We have. Okay, we have HBase also. We have. Okay, and on top of this, we have also Zookeeper. Okay, Zookeeper is a coordinator. Zookeeper is what? A coordinator. So it's a Zookeeper. It is across all tools. Okay, and HBase is basically a columnar database. Okay, columnar database. It's a database on top of Hadoop. Okay, or you can say no SQL database. We can call it no SQL database. And Uji is a scheduler. Okay. Uji is a scheduler. Here you can schedule multiple jobs. Scheduler. And Zookeeper, you can coordinate. Okay. Coordinator. This is called a coordinator. And how you and PIG, these are all what both are processing and analyzing tools. We can process and analyze data. I can also process and analyze data. So when I say process and analyze data, internally two components are there. HDFS is there, which is just to store data. Okay. Now MapReduce. MapReduce is what? MapReduce is to process data. Here also I am processing data. Through MapReduce also I can process data. Through MapReduce also I can process data, or through PIG and Hive also I can process the data. Okay, is that clear to you all, this diagram? Is that clear to you all? Okay, so these different purpose we use it. Now, whenever, as I said, these are all ecosystems. Like these are all what? Scoop, flume, pig, hive, Uzi, HBase, zookeeper. Okay, all are ecosystems. And core component only two. Okay, pig and hive will not work without HDFS and MapReduce. But MapReduce and pig, HDFS can work without pig. Right? So only these all what say, if you divide here, I can divide here core components of Hadoop. When I use a core component of Hadoop, which are the core component? Two core component. One is HDFS, second one is a MapReduce. Now when it comes to ecosystem, Hadoop ecosystem we can call it. Hadoop ecosystems. Which are the ecosystem? One scoop. Okay. Other one is a flume. Okay. So then we can say that pig and hive. Pig and hive. And we have also what? Uzi. Zookeeper. We have even Kafka. Kafka is also there. Even I can put it as a Spark also. Spark also I can add. Okay. So Spark, Kafka come later. Okay. Before Hadoop 1. Before 2.0 it was. Okay. Before 2.0. Okay. These two are there. Before 2.0. Before 2.0, these all were there. Okay. After 2.0, they started adding this. Spark, Kafka, and there is very important application that is they have added a yarn. I will tell about yarn is an application. Okay, yarn means at another resource negotiator. Okay, today if you want to install a Hadoop, you have to have a yarn. Earlier, like I think 1.0 I have given, just now I have given what is that, VMware. Their older version, there no yarn. Okay, like pig, hive, scoop, flume, Uzi, HBase, zookeepers are all without yarn based. There no yarn is required there. But when you want to work with Spark, you should have a yarn. Without yarn, you can't work. Okay. Now, are you clear with this? Okay. Now, I'll come back to this here. Okay. Whatever the syllabus is given by that here. The same is there. I think you can quickly go through. The first, we know that Hadoop architecture, name node or a master node, keep track of where data block is stored for a particular file. That's called a metadata. Metadata or a backup node, slave nodes, source data and return its request. It has to return its request. So this is an example. You can see there are multiple data nodes. Okay, there can be a name node. Only one name node which holds metadata. Okay, and there are data nodes and there are some replication also. Like wherever here multiple nodes are there here. So multiple nodes are, each node holds some blocks. Now it is a heart of HDFS. Like HDFS is a name node. Name node is a heart of HDFS. Name node is must. Okay. It manages metadata. Name node manages metadata. It has a directory tree called namespace for all present in HDFS. Means whatever we store. Okay. So it stores in the form of a namespace. Okay, and there are files for namespace. These files, like that, if you go to very technically, FS image file. What this particular file does, keep track of latest checkpoint of the namespace. Means how far it has done, which one has processed, which one has not processed. That information is there as part of a FS image file. Edit file means contains all logs, whatever changes are there. Okay, that changes are being stored into a edits file. Okay, and these two files are associated with the name node. It's associated with the name because I'm giving a very high level, it keep track. Okay, so these are the actually files. Now, this is about a name node only. About name node only. Name node has a complete information about every piece of data available in the cluster because it holds a metadata. Because every information is there. There is only one name node per Hadoop cluster. That's also I told you, only one node, name node. There can be multiple data node. In one project, I cannot make a two project manager, right? In one project, only one project manager. Okay. So in the same way, in one cluster, only one name node, there can be multiple data nodes. Main duty of name node. Main duty is to get stored data in the cluster with the help of data node. What name node does? Okay, what is a function of project manager? Get things done by the team members. Agar my project manager chup baita, data team member can do anything, right? No, it's my duty to get things done from user. So it's a name of duty of name node to store data on properly on a data node. That's what the main duty. When a new data is submitted in a Hadoop cluster, name node divides it into a smaller parts. That's what I call it the blocks. Okay, when the data is being pushed into a Hadoop cluster. Okay, when the data is being external user is inputting data. Where data goes directly? Data node will not directly go to a data node. Data node go via name node. Agar in a project, agar you people are the project team members, I am a project manager, client is there, client is a user. Agar if that client is not directing to talk to you, in between my haina, or whatever requirements I will get it, then I will assign you. Right. So in the same way, if any person wants to communicate with the Hadoop cluster, okay, no, he want to see a file, contents of the file, the request go via name node only. Okay. So name node transfer data into each data node and maintains the data allocation. In the sense, first name node, what it does, it allocates data to all nodes, like in the form of blocks, and maintain its information. Okay, as a project manager, I will assign jobs, but I should know now what madam is doing, what he is doing, what he is doing. Right. So that's why I'll keep track here. That's what here. When an application wishes to retrieve data, application means user. When the user wants to know data from data node, so they will not connect you, they will connect through me. Okay. When application wishes to retrieve data from HDFS, it will contact name node. Okay, for the location of data, the name node looks into a location table. Okay, then convey the location. Because this name node has information already. Okay, in this case, what happened? Your information is there already here. When user wants to know, he send a request. Okay, this request goes to name node first. The name node, suppose he want to access, this user wants to access B3. Okay, B3 is available here. It knows very well where B3 primary block is present. So request goes to here and it will pull data from this. Okay, so that's what a name node does basically. So this is, again, they are given a lot of about name node only. Name node has a complete information about every piece of data available. Okay, that's what I call it as a name node. There is only one name node per Hadoop cluster. I think it is repeated, statement is repeated. Is it the same or what? The name node has complete information. Here the Same, that's what I mean. Now coming to about what a data node. Now we know that what name node has. Which are the two files which keeps track of your file? No. Two
Image
files which are associated with name node, which keeps track.
Image file.
It's a daemons. Two files. Just now I have told you here. These are the files. FS image file keep track of latest checkpoint of the namespace. Edits file contains all logs. Okay, these are the files actually. Now data, when it comes to a data node has an actual location in a cluster, Hadoop cluster. In the sense, what I'm trying to say here is that actual data is stored in data node, not on name node. Hadoop cluster can have thousands of data nodes as storage requirement. Okay. Data node can be any number of data nodes. Today you know that Yahoo, right? You know Yahoo? Yahoo is know that what is the size of cluster of Yahoo? 100,000 nodes. 100,000 nodes. Yahoo सर्वर का. अगर आप गूगल देखा तो कितना है? फेसबुक है तो कितना है? कितना नोड्स है? Near to our company in Hinjewadi third phase, there is a 5-story building. Okay, 5-story building that is a data center. That 5-floor building do not have even single window also, fully packed, and internally we have racks. Although if you go inside, only racks of hard disks, racks of CPUs and all. That's what I can access from there. That's what internet means. What is cloud computing? We are using somebody else's machine. Physically, those machines are there. We are accessing through internet. That's called a cloud computing. Okay, Azure, Microsoft, they have their own servers. In India, Microsoft has 3 centers, 3 data centers. South India, I think Central India, and somewhere else one more is there. At least 2 are there, South India and Central India. They have a data centers, huge data center means maybe 100, 200,000 CPUs are there. Too many. Okay. So here, what is that? What I'm trying to say? Hadoop cluster can have thousands of data nodes as per storage requirement. I think now today Google is giving unlimited storage means kahan se de rahe ho? Several storage places there, na? Hard disk is there, several they have kept. Okay. Data node stores data as and when commanded by the name node. Like whenever data is being pushed by the name node, data is stored in the data node. Data node communicates with the application as and when requested without name node intervention. Whenever application wanted to communicate, so data node can communicate. And data node periodically gives update. That's what I told you, heartbeats. Every now and then, data node communicates with the name node. Right? So, the secondary name, what about the secondary name node? Keep track of the latest checkpoint in the directory that has some structure as that of name node's directory. Means whatever updation is there in the name node, that information is only it is with the secondary name. Okay. Now, for example, I am a project manager. He is assistant manager. You are the team members. So whatever communications I am doing, whatever updation you are giving to me, he knows that information. But he is not taking action. As long as I am there to take action, he is just watching and just keeping it. When I fail, then assistant manager will take care. Okay. Secondary name node will get activated only when main node or name node get failed. Okay. So that it creates a checkpoints and all. That's a name node. This one. It is considered to be a backup one. not fully backup actually. It's a one type of a backup. Agar mai nahi to, he is there to take over. It's kind of a backup. Okay. Now HDFS. Okay. HDFS actually is not a design on top of cluster. It is within cluster. HDFS is within cluster. Okay. No specific need for a high-end hardware, because whenever you are replicating a data, like in data node ke liye, it's not necessary you should have a very high configured machine. Small machine is, that's what it works on commodity hardware. Commodity hardware means any industry standard machine can act as a data node. Primary goal is to serve large data files efficiently. HDFS ka kya is? What is the objective? I told you, HDFS is basically to store the data, means efficiently. The primary objective of HDFS is to store data efficiently, and also high fault tolerant system and can handle failures of node in a cluster without loss of data. How it is handles without loss of data? Because blocks are there. Same block is replicated, right? Agar A fail ho gaye to yahan se. Okay, that's what. Achieve high efficiency in data transfer by enabling streaming process to a data in the file system. It can also do a streaming also. Okay, it is used to store large amount of data and all. Okay, so now coming to this is it's not there side. I am adding here. Now let us see how we can work with the commands. It's HDFS commands, right? So now this I will give you. Sorry. Let me start. I hope you all are you have downloaded. That is what machine. Okay. Now I have opened both. I think since you have opened last time this. Okay, you open same once again. Like you can open and copy into some wherever folder is there, and you open that one. Okay, the same machine, but only it's a lower version machine. The last week I have given the higher end machine. Okay, please download and start now. Okay, now I'm booting this machine. So this is a single node cluster. Single node. Okay, we have discussed about name node, data node, and all. Here both are there in the same node. Physically, you have only one machine. It's a single node cluster. Okay, let me give architecture of this machine, how it is, so that you will at least understand this part. Architecture of this machine. Okay. This is your laptop. Okay. This is your laptop. Aapka laptop, I call it as a what? A host machine. Host. This is just one machine. Host machine. Okay. और laptop में आप क्या डाला? Virtual machine. This is one system है. पूरा system आपका एक machine है ना? उधर भी एक machine है. Okay, so that is your machine. Okay, that machine is in which Ubuntu is there. Okay, that's an Ubuntu. Okay, so this is what I call as a virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine. इधर आपका ये वर्चुअल मशीन कहाँ से? सेंटोस है शायद. सेंटोस. Okay, CentOS is an operating another flavor of Linux. Okay, I told you that CentOS, Ubuntu, Red Hat. Okay, this is one. Linux only. Now your host machine कौन सा है इसमें है वो आपका? Host machine में कौन सा operating system है? Host machine means what? Laptop. Windows है इधर आपका. Okay. Clear? A virtual machine में a CentOS है. Okay. Within that virtual machine, they have created one environment. This environment is Hadoop environment. ये Hadoop है इधर. Okay, and this is your Linux or whatever. I can use the Linux here. Linux. Okay. Now your virtual machine is this because you are using only this machine to keep that machine. Nothing to do this machine. Huh? Okay, this is your machine and your virtual machine. Okay, virtual machine mein it is installed in CentOS. That's what Linux. Okay, within that Linux environment, they have installed Hadoop environment. Hadoop. A Hadoop mein single node cluster hai first. Okay, only single node cluster. Okay, single node cluster. Okay, इसमें name node भी है, data node भी है, and secondary name node is also there. Job tracker is also there. Task tracker, all 5 are here only. But physically you have only one node cluster. Correct? So now let me start. When I start this machine, I have started. Now this is my window. Window में मेरा machine है इधर. This is a window machine. I think it's still loading. Extract करो. You extract it. Yeah, uploaded आपका शेयर ड्राइव में अपलोड हो गया, लेकिन वो ऑनलाइन वाला कैसा अपलोड हो रहा है क्या? रुका था क्या आपका इधर? मेरा था चालू। अगर वैसा प्रॉब्लम है ना, you can just simply can delete it, not a problem. There is no harm. Okay, चाहे तो आप ये करो. And from here, what you can remove from the library. Okay, ये क्या कर सकता है आप? Remove machine from the library. मुझे वो जगह पकड़ता है ना, वो वहाँ से निकल. फिर से what you can do, open it. That machine, I'll Okay. What is that? I'll do first from beginning. I'll do it. This is my I'll do extraction. Here only I do it. क्योंकि वो कुछ मैं कल से चालू था मशीन, मैं बंद किया है अभी वो बंद था, चालू था, बंद किया है, शायद वो ओपन में बंद किया डायरेक्टली करप्ट हो सकता है. So that better way you can keep your master copy always. So अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो निकालो, फिर से चालू करो. Okay. So now I have extracted this file. Okay. Now this is my zip file. You keep it as a master copy. Okay. अगर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गए तो निकालो, फिर से zip extract करो. Now what I will do, I will go to VMware. ये multiple times open होगा, double click. Okay. Yes, please, all of you, just see here. Now I have extracted this file here. Okay, this is a zip file which is given to you all. Extract. You keep that zip file master copy always. You extract that one. Right click and extract. Okay, extract होने के बाद आपका ये क्लाउड एरा ट्रेनिंग VM 4.1.1C डबल क्लिक किया तो ये मशीन है इधर. Okay, इधर 4 GB machine is there. Okay, now what I suggest you go to when you have opened here. Okay, open virtual machine. Okay, when I go to open virtual machine, I'll go to a desktop, Hadoop 4.C here. This is my machine. Okay, open it. Imports that file here. Okay, now you can just play. Okay. देखो इधर you will get message and all like data node, Hadoop, data node, name node, everything is running directly. Okay, that machine is ready now, right? All of you now. हाँ, ओके, आपका चलोगे? चलोगे? मुझे ऐसा होगा, इधर आ गया? ग्रेट. Okay, until you people, okay, until you start, meanwhile, okay, I'll just start one small quiz for you all. Oh, yeah. Slow I can internet here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ओके, से आप लोग क्या करो, आपका मोबाइल है आपका पास? आपका मोबाइल पास है तो ये आप लोग ये करो, ये स्कैन करो आप लोग, ये कोड, क्यूआर कोड, ये क्यूआर कोड लिया ना, इधर पैसा ट्रांसफर होता है. स्कैन करो ये आप लोग. आ गए क्या?
आ गए.
कुछ तो कुछ है ना, कोई है क्या क्या है वो? Please scan, Laukik, scan this code.
Yes, sir.
After scanning this code, you put your nickname. Put your name properly. Then put some this one. Okay, क्या?
Okay.
Brave, Lobster, pick. I don't know who are all, but you know yours. वो स्कैन करो ये कोड, नहीं तो if you are want to from laptop you can just kahoot.it टाइप करो, आता है। दिस इज इजी ना। kahoot.it, अगर आप कोई इंटरनेट से काम करना चाहते हैं तो kahoot.it करो, आपका वो नंबर ऐड करो, गेम पिन डायरेक्टली यहाँ से कर सकते हैं। बट मोबाइल सिंस एवरीवन हैज मोबाइल इज बेटर। क्यों लेट क्यों हो रहा है आप लोग का? क्विक हाँ हो गया क्या? Otherwise, you are simple. What you can do here, kahoot.it. ये करो, अगर वो भी यहाँ से भी कर सकते। kahoot.it किया ना, kahoot.it एक kahoot.it ये डायरेक्टली आएगा आपका। इधर आपका नंबर ऐड कर सकते हैं, व्हाटएवर नंबर वी हैव। कितना ओनली वही लेट?
Sir, what is game pin? 68769.
हो गया क्या? कितना लोग है इधर? 6 7 + 10 लोग, हमें 7 हाँ
Mighty Lemon.
वेबसाइट में जाओ, kahoot, ये kahoot.it करो ना, KHOOTI.IT, आपका डायरेक्टली गेम पिन पूछेगा। गेम पिन पूछे तो ये ऐसा ही आएगा, तो एंटर योर गेम पिन। ओके, 9 people, लास्ट वन। लौकिक, आर यू देयर? हो गए क्या? चलो करो। करो क्या? ओके से इधर मैं चालू किया ना, इधर क्वेश्चन देखो, 4 आंसर आएगा, वहां से आप लोग क्लिक करो आंसर, दैट्स ऑल। ओके ओके, ऑल, आई होप एवरीवन हैज जॉइंड। 8 + 3 11। ओके
Smiling possum. Smiling
what HDFS stands for?
Hadoop data file system. There's file system.
Okay. 7 people have given correct answer. 4 people, I don't know why is given wrong answer. Next. Okay, Brave Lobster is the first one. Next question. Is big data technology or tools?
It's both.
There's a music also. I don't know why music is not coming. No, don't discuss. You give whatever you give answer. Big data technology. It's not a tool. What is name node in Hadoop? We don't expect partial answer. Huh? Wow. 7 people. Okay. It not only it can also hold the data also. अगर अभी आप काम कर रहे हैं ना वो सिंगल नोड है ना. It's acting as both. What name node in the Hadoop cluster? No, sorry. How many nodes in the Hadoop cluster? Huh? I have to change the question. What? How many node in the Hadoop cluster? कितना होना चाहिए? एक cluster में कितना name node होना चाहिए? No, don't discuss. Okay, somebody has given 3, somebody has given 4, somebody has given 2. Only many people have given 1. Okay, score is Brave Lobster. True or false? Is Hadoop written in Python language? Wow. But which language is written? It's good. Brave Lobster is not leaving his place. What mkdir command does in Linux? Wow, 12. All are given correct answer. Okay, this is a depends on fastest finger first. Huh? What LS stands for in Linux? Three list files. Two people are looping file systems. It's listing files, but LS stands for list structure. Okay. Brave Lobster has the highest answer streak of 5. What type of data in big data? Okay, all are given correct answer. All type of data is there in big data. What bin directory in Linux consists of? Executable files. Because bin file has all executable files, no? Binary files. Because somebody has written it is a directory in which device configuration can be done. Okay? Wrong. None of them were wrong. All executable files. Last question. What is the default block size in Hadoop version 1.0?
0.0.
No one has answered. Just now we have discussed multiple times, right?